Welcome in, everyone, to the Right Side of Campus College Hoop Show. I'm your host, Big Man on Campus, here breaking down college basketball for Sunday, November 19, 2017. Thanks for joining me here today on a busy day. A lot going on in the NFL. I'm sure many of you are checking that out, but there's a lot of money to be made in the college hoops card today as well. We'll hope to find that here on the card. Do have a game in progress going right now on the Houston Cougars. That game is right around the half. It's last time I checked, I think Houston was down 1, but I think that game's going to be back and forth. We'll see how it goes. Houston coming out of the half. But, the main goal today is to talk about tonight's card and discuss where my money is. I welcome all of you in. I hope you enjoy what I'm about to talk about, and you learn something. As always, hit the like button, subscribe, comment after the show. I go back and read them. Let me know if there's anything I could do better. But it was a very nice day yesterday. 4-0 on the show and on Twitter. Gave out Weber State, gave out Murray State, gave out Texas Arlington, and gave out Long Beach. 3 of those games were underdogs, and 2 of those won outright. So it was a very good day for me. Very exciting. 28-11 on the season, which is a very good percentage. But look, I'm not one to really talk about. 72%. I'm not one to really go a ton into how I've done. As many know, it's a long season. I had a great start to the college football season, and it tailed off. So you just got to keep doing what you're doing. We'll try to keep building the bankroll and adding to it. So we'll attack the Sunday card with the same vigor that we would attack any other card. There was also some complaints last night from one guy about that I didn't count the Oakland game, and I'm not sure if he knows this. I'm sure he's watching. But hey, dickhead, if you have a game and you buy out of it 6 hours early, I'm not doing this for anyone else. I'm doing this because I'm trying to be nice and give my plays out. These are games that I'm personally betting on. No one owes me anything for them. So what I want to do, I do on I could do what I want. If I want to buy out of a game, I'm going to fucking buy out. I don't give a fuck what you think. And that I didn't count it. Why would I count it? It was 1-1. It canceled out. I didn't count the win. I didn't count the loss. So I could have counted it and it was 5-1 yesterday. It doesn't matter. When I calculate the units, that will be calculated. That tenth of a unit that I lost will be calculated in, dumb fuck. So there's what I'll do. I'll calculate and count the vig that I lost, but I'm not counting the win and I'm not counting the loss. There was plenty of reasons why I bought out of that game. And I'm sure I saved a lot of you guys money doing that. So, again, I could have just put the plays out and said, well, I don't really care. I'll just get out of it and I won't tell them. I don't do that sort of thing. I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to try to make you better gamblers. And I got fucking dickheads like this guy. Go fuck yourself, dude. And that's why I did. I blocked his bitch ass. But what a surprise, though. You do something nice and there's always some jealous loser out there trying to bother you. Yeah, exactly, Matt. So I don't really give a fuck what that guy thinks, but I thought it was important to mention it. So whether you mention it, it was 4-0 or 5-1. It really doesn't matter. Still made the same amount. So let's get into today's action and do what we got to do here. First game, which, listen, guys, I've asked you to follow me on Twitter. I'm never sure when I'm going to put a play out. I try to put one out overnight every week. In some of these games with bigger numbers, you got to get on them before they move. And I got a good number on St. Mary's University last night, or St. Mary's College at 21. It's up to 23, 23 and a half. Unfortunately, look, it will count towards what I do. But, again, I'm doing this. There's no real easy way to do this. When you do an overnight line, you see the overnight. Many of you probably moved on it, but some of you maybe waking up didn't. The thing is, this is a business. If I had clients, and this was like something people paid me for, I wouldn't do that. I don't do that. But unfortunately, I'm getting on the number that I got on, and that's what I'm sending out. So yeah. So for that, I'm on 21. Some of you guys looks like got it here. That's going to be big. Some of these games, every half point matters in a game like this. I think St. Mary's will win by 25, 30 points here, but in a game where 2 or 3 points, it's critical, because they could win by 22 or 23. I think it's a 25 to 30 point win. So that 24 could provide valuable, or 23 could provide valuable. So for me, I'm on the 21. I think St. Mary's is really going to take it to San Jose State. San Jose State is awful. They're a really, really bad basketball team. The problem with them is they have a new coach. Dave Wojcik's gone. He left, and several of the higher level players left with him. Brandon Clark moved on. So this San Jose State team's just not very good. They have limited to no, home field advantage, home court advantage. They just lost a game to Southern Utah by double digits. So I don't know that they're going to have much for St. Mary's. I think this St. Mary's team is the best team in the West Coast Conference. I think they're a top 15 team personally. I love what they have. They absolutely annihilated New Mexico State, a team that I really like. They beat St. Francis, who's a team out of the Northeastern Conference. They're probably going to win that conference. Crushed Fullerton as well. I just think this is their year. I mean, they've waited for a while. Gonzaga's really good, and they were good. But you got Hermanson back. You got Jock Landale back. You have Fitzner and Nar back. You brought in Cullen Neal from New Mexico. They're just a really high-level team. I think they're really efficient tonight. I think they win by 30, personally. So, again, I got 21, so that's where I'm at. Let's say hello to some of the people in here. Where are we at here? Maxwell Smart, what's up, man? Jumped on St. Mary's, great, thanks. Is there a way to instant notification when someone makes a tweet? I think there is. I think it's out there somewhere. Do you like Drake? Not really. I don't really like that game. There's a lot of – both those teams have to be pretty tired at this point. Drake should win and cover, but I don't really like that one. Good. Glad you did, George. Where we else are we at here? Big man, my Buccaneers are winning. Good. Hopefully they win for you. I have that second half bet. I don't even know how it's doing. Keep up the good work, big man. Thank you, Donald or Douglas. Appreciate it. Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. Big man, or gambling's all about the real life, then yeah, shit happens. Yeah, you gotta move when the lines come. And that's what I got to do. I'll get into questions later. I'm going to get into the games that I'm on right now. See you later, Vita. We're not interested in that on here. Let's move on. So first game for me, I'm on St. Mary's minus 21. That one was bet on the overnight. And I'm on that Houston money line as well, which, another thing, I got people hitting me up. Hey, are you on anything before? Look, if I don't send a play out, I'm not on it. You'll get what I send out. I get all these people. I got one kid today hitting me up 3 different times. Hey, are you on anything? Hey, what's the story? Listen, I'm on Houston. That's it. And by the way, guys, we're just into the second half at Houston, 45-45. So 18 minutes ago. So I expect that game to be close. I think Houston will, kind of pull away a little bit towards the end and get the W. So we'll keep abreast of that game. Let's move on. Game that I'm on at 8 o'clock p.m. I'm on USC minus 3.5 against Vanderbilt. You can still get 3.5 at Bet Online and at Pinnacle if you have access to that book. You wagers 3.5 as well. I use Bet Online, so I grabbed the 3.5 with the Trojans in this game. I'm pretty high on USC. I think they're a team that could really be a sleeper Final Four candidate. I think this is the best team they have had probably ever. They're ranked in the top 10. I know Dante Melton's out, but I still think they're just going to be too much for the Commodores here. Commodores coming into this game, they really struggled in the game against UNC Asheville, against basically, the athleticism that UNC Asheville had. I mean, if you talk about athleticism, USC has the best. They're very high level athleticism wise. I think they really come in and just punt Vanderbilt. I don't know that I see that. Vanderbilt has some nice shooters, guys like Riley LaChance and guys like that. But they lose Luke Cornett last year. That was a big loss. And there's just so many high level players on this USC team. I mean, Benny Boatwright's such a dynamic player. Metu, McLaughlin, Matthews, Stewart, Derek Thornton comes over from Duke. I don't even mention some of the recruits they brought in, and O'Banion and guys like that. They're just they're way better than Vanderbilt. I don't know that I understand this line too much. I know they struggled against North Dakota State, but North Dakota State's a team that kind of is the opposite of USC, and they really kind of slow you down. I don't know that Vanderbilt's that kind of team to do that. For me, Trojans are nothing here. Again, this is gonna be a tough atmosphere, but I think USC will be up for the challenge. I think they go in there and just really, kind of outclass Vanderbilt in this game, and look for McLaughlin to have a pretty big night, I would imagine. So my first one here on the show tonight, I'm going to go with USC minus the 3.5. Okay, cool. Yeah, good luck, man. Hopefully we can get the job done here. Questions I'll take later. Again, guys, like the show for me, please. Very important. Hit the like button. Next one I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with game number 741, 742. I'm going to take the 5 points at Northern Kentucky in this game against the Vermont Catamounts. Look, listen, I like Vermont a lot. I think they're a team that in March will be a really tough out just because they have really good players in Lamb and Trayvon Haynes and Ernie Duncan. They're a good basketball team. Don't get me wrong. But I like Northern Kentucky a lot too. I think John Brennan's a great coach. I think this game is a close basketball game. And in a game like this, I want the points. I think Drew Holland will have a pretty big game here. Northern Kentucky has been here before. They're another team that's played some high-level games. They went to the tournament last year. These are two teams that are similar to me. And I don't think Vermont's 5 points better. And Vermont's played in some tough games. And I do expect you look at Northern Kentucky. I mean, yesterday they did some really good things against Iona. I mean, it was impressive. 85 points. They controlled the guard play for Iona. They played great defense. Levante Holland, Drew McDonald, Williams came in and played well for them, dropped 20 points. I just think this game is close. Wouldn't be surprised if Northern Kentucky wins it. This is a game that these teams are real similar. I think Northern Kentucky does a nice job of their guards defend well. They get and kind of clog up passing lanes. I just think they're kind of the same teams here. Both have solid players. Both are kind of similar. I just think this game comes down to the wire. In a game like that, I want the 5 points, frankly. Both in the Bahamas. They want this. I believe this is the championship game. Yep, exactly. Yeah, Northern Kentucky, both these teams, this would go a long way in their season, but I got to tell you, I got a feeling Northern Kentucky gets the job done here. But we'll see. I'm going to take the 5 points here in a game that I think comes down to the wire and is decided within 3. So going with Northern Kentucky +5. What's up, Reggie? How you doing, buddy? Good to have you here today. David H., what's up? Also, when you're sending in a game, please send me the rotation number. It's easy for me to find. Some of these games I have not went into significantly. So, yeah, please do that for me. Very important. And guys, this is going to be a war. I mean, both these teams, this is a huge game. Both these teams want this championship. It's huge at the end of the year, and it really builds a ton. Both these teams are going to, barring a bad shooting performance, I don't see any reason this game doesn't come down to the wire. And at 5, I think you have to take the points here. It's just a smart thing to do. And look, I mean, even yesterday in that 85-72 win, Northern Kentucky, didn't shoot the ball particularly well. I mean, they were great from the field, but they only were 7 for 24 from 3. You'd expect that to pick up. They're a pretty solid foul shooting team. Give me the 5s. I'm done talking about it. What's up, man? Hey, good to chat with you as well. BCK for Gators. Nice to hear from you. Hopefully you enjoy the picks. And look, I want to make everyone really well aware, because this is where gambling, you really have to pull yourself back in here. You have to stick to doing the right thing, because what will happen is we're going to lose. Okay, we could lose Houston. I could lose Houston. I'm not going to pick this way all year. I'd love if I could, but it's just not something that's going to happen. I'll try my hardest, and I'll be pissed off when I lose, but you have to stick to what you do. You have to stick to bankroll management. Don't, if you're up 500 off my picks, don't pick one game and just say, I'm going to bet 700 on this one. You have to stick to the script. That's how you get into trouble. Build your bankroll up. Many people ask me all the time, how do you do this for a living? And I say, well, I've done it for a long time. And many people will rant and moan and bitch, but at the end of the day, I've just been able to I stick to the same amounts all the time. I've saved money. I do a good job of doing that. That's what this business is. It's about building a bankroll, and I have a bankroll. So if I lose, it doesn't kill me. You have to stick to the script. If you're new, find someone that's doing well at it and talk to them. You have to do that kind of stuff. You're not going to win forever. You're not going to win forever. And look, football is a great example. I killed it in the first 7 weeks of football. The last 3 or 4 have not been good. But you know what's great? Bowl season's coming up, and I'm very confident in my bowl picks because I'm, to me, the king of situational betting. I can find angles, information that other people don't have. So I'm going to kill that season. So I'm fine and confident, and I know the football will pick up. So you just got to stick to the script, guys, if I can teach you anything. How many games do you bet a day? I bet the games that I give out. That's all I bet. I don't bet 10 or 12. I don't put a number on it. But if you're betting 10, 15 games a day, you're not going to win. It's too hard. Mentor you? No, I'm not going to do that. There's no need for me to do that. You can just watch what we do. You got to do it yourself. It's all about control and discipline. It's like being on a diet. If you say you're going to go on a diet, but you eat donuts and chips and French fries all day, you're not going to lose any weight. You can try to say, well, I'll still drink water or whatever. You have to be disciplined and do it. A lot of people can't bet. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people can't bet and just, like for me, people just bet the NFL because it's on TV. I don't really care about the NFL. Other than the Eagles, I don't really mind. I don't care. I like it. It's enjoyable, but I'd rather watch basketball. I was watching Meet the Parents earlier. You have to just be disciplined. It's not about, oh, this game's on, I have to bet it. Most people can't do that. Most people bet parlays. They bet teasers. They bet all this stupid shit. You bet when you have an edge. That's it. It's not about numbers. It's not about trends. I don't look at power rankings. I don't do none of that shit. I just look at a game and I say to myself, is the line correct? No. Do I like the underdog? Okay, maybe. Every game's different. How much do you think a unit has to be? It's up to you. It depends on how much you're comfortable with losing. So if you should have an amount. So let's say your amount's 10 G's, and that's what you have to bet. That shouldn't be money that you use to pay your bills or your rent or your wife's college or your kid's school. You shouldn't be using that. You should set aside money that you have that you gamble with, and you bet the same amount every time. But it's not about how much or how little. Your unit is what you can afford to lose. Mine might be different than yours, or Billy Walters is going to be different than mine. This isn't, rocket science. We're all people. We all have our problems. Some people have more money than others. But I think one thing I can always say is I've done this for a long time. There's not many people that have been on Twitter longer than I have. I've seen all these people. I've seen these dorky-ass handicappers that think because they win for a month or God's gift to earth and they start selling picks, they'll fall flat on their face. Nobody wants to be bothered about picks all the time. This is the real, people on SBR, people that do shit like this. This is where you find the real people that set themselves apart. Guys that give their life to this business. And there's a lot of them. I give my life to this. I'd much rather, try to master something, and we're not going to win every game. It doesn't happen like that. But I want to make sure when I get my money in, I think it's on the best games. And again, I'm not going to go 28-11 the rest of the year. I'm going to lose 4 in a row. I'm going to lose 7 out of 8. It's going to happen. It's a long, murky season, but we'll try to get our money in the best spots. This is the best advice any aspiring bettor can get. Everyone wants a system. Yeah, there's none of that out there. It's bullshit. All that crap, it's bullshit. I bet this amount. I'm the best. Everybody fears me. You're a bunch of clowns. Exactly. You find a niche, you find things you enjoy, and you give your fucking life to it. These guys that are handicappers that have a regular job, they can't give you their all. They're busy. They got other shit to worry about. You want to find, and I'm not trying to be a dick, but you want to find people like me, guys that have, they don't have their life is this. Donnie Wright said, guys that really work hard and genuinely care, but there's not many of those. My advice, do the work on your own, win on your own. You have yourself to blame. And that's why even doing what I'm doing is a little tough because if I lose, people are going to break my balls. I'm just sharing my information. I'm just sharing what I'm on. I don't ask for anything. I've sold picks. I'm not going to lie. For many years I sold picks. And it's not that I'm not selling picks because it's easy money to make. I mean, I don't have any secret potion, but I do feel like if I sell picks, I'm giving you a service. I'm trying to give you an edge. And I feel like a lot of the time I do. Fortunately, I can't play the games though. And that's where it hurts. But I just don't want to be lumped in with these fucking jerk-offs anymore. They're all fucking handicappers. They're all clowns, man. I mean, they're all losers. They don't have a pot to piss in. They couldn't tell you shit about gambling. They don't know shit about sports. They're all just losers that are trying to make money off you for no fucking reason. And you shouldn't pay them. How on earth does someone that's been on Twitter a month or two with 100 followers have any nerve to sell picks? What could they give you that you can't get on your own? What, do they have some magic potion? No, they just talk and tweet nice so you think they know what they're talking about. At the end of the day, no one heard of them 6 months ago. Go find the guys that have been on since 2010, 2009. Find those guys. Because there's guys that aren't going away. A guy like Tweety Dimes, you can hear people talk shit about the guy. I know him. He's a friend of mine. I know him personally. I've hung out with him. I know the guy. Known him for many years. You see people, people read what they read on the internet, think he's all, he's a game, he's this or that. He's been on here a long fucking time. A lot of these, Donnie, all these guys, we've all been on. That's where it goes. But let's get back to the basketball. I don't want to bore people here. Michael, Detroit and Houston Baptist. That's an interesting game, actually, because I like Detroit a lot. I'm a big Jaleel Hogan fan. I like Detroit Mercy's defense. And Houston Baptist is not as good as Detroit. The question is, Josh Ibarra, Houston Baptist, real good player. He can do some damage against Detroit Mercy if Jaleel Hogan is out of the game or he gets in foul trouble. Detroit Mercy's a way better team. You're really just banking on, can Jaleel Hogan stay out of foul trouble and make sure Josh Ibarra doesn't beat you? If you bank on that, Detroit will win. If Ibarra, if Hogan stays in the game, Detroit will win. If he goes out with 2 fouls early, then I'm very concerned. So, yeah, I would definitely lean Detroit. I think that's the right side. But again, you're banking on Hogan going out. And listen, yesterday, he only played 13 minutes before fouling out. So, I mean, again, he's going to have to be really smart in this game to not go out because Ibarra is a really good player. I love this racket because it's my way of not working a full-time job. Yeah, well, it's easier said than done. Who comes on camera and shows how much knowledge you have? No one. No one. So, dare to be different, right? Let's get into a couple more plays here. I'm right now on St. Mary's and USC, and I'm on Northern Kentucky. I'm going to go with one more here, and I'm going to ride my squad. I really like them tonight. I think this is a huge game for this team, and I'm excited about it. And I really think we have the right side here. I'm going to go with Temple tonight, plus 2.5 against Clemson. Clemson, I'm not high on. I'm not a Brownell fan. I don't think they have a ton of talent there. And Brownell is a very average coach. And to me, I think that's where this game for me is definitely going to be won. I think Fran Dunphy will coach circles around Brownell. And after kind of a day to prepare, I really think you got to go with the Owls here getting points. I think they're the best team in this competition. I think you look at last year, they went into the Madison Square Garden and won a tournament against Florida State and others. Played real well in that game. This is a way better team that Temple's had than last year, though. Their guard play is unbelievable. They have some really great guard play, and they're such a tough matchup because Obi Anecchionia can go down low and bang. He can go out. Obi Anecchionia is going to be an NBA player. Mark my words. He will be in the NBA. His game is tailored to the NBA game. Quentin Rose is a shooter on the wings. Shiz Alston, I mean, he can really do whatever he wants. And with Josh Brown back in, he can play point Josh Brown, and Shiz Alston can play the two at a high level. And I think that's going to be tough because Clemson struggles to defend on the perimeter. And I think they're going to be a tough matchup against Temple. I like this group. I'm high on them. I said all year, at the beginning of the year, I was a big Temple guy. I think Brunell gets outcoached in this game, and I think Temple wins this tournament. I think the guard play is just fantastic. I'm not as high on Clemson. There's no Jaron Blossom game on this team anymore. There's no big time, big down low really anymore. And the truth of the matter is, I thought they skirted by against Ohio University. That game could have went either way. I'm just not, I'm not too high on Clemson really. I think Temple will play, the three guards, and you just need to get some production from Damian Moore and a Flackby. They need to play well tonight because that's the concern with Temple. They're bigs. They need to be able to rebound the ball tonight. No, early fouls where they go out of the game because they are limited down low. It's a shame they don't have one more big Temple. If they did, Scott would be the limit for this group. They just don't have that player. They need Damian Moore and a Flackby to be big tonight and play hard. Because if they don't, it could be tough. They need Alani Moore to not take bad shots. They need him to not turn the ball over. But Moore, they got to rebound tonight. That's huge. And if you can get some of the guards to rebound as well, they have great rebounding guards. You look at Shiz and Quentin Rose, both 5.5 boards a game. Obi chips in 8 as well. They have to rebound the ball tonight, and they have so far. So my fourth and final play is going to be the Temple Owls plus 2.5 against Clemson. So couple dogs, couple favorites. We got 4 plays here, and we'll hope to get the job done here tonight. Really setting the tone. And again, guys, like today, I could go 0-5. So it's tough. And how about that, guys? The Giants are gonna cover the second half. The game was just staring you in the fucking face. I mean, it was so clear. Amazing. But I do believe Kansas City's going in to maybe score. So this should be interesting. But let's check in with that game, then we'll get into some questions. Let's check in with that Houston game, see what the story is here. Looks like where are we at here? LeVar Ball going at it with Donald Trump. What a group. What a pair that is. Perfect. Houston up 6, 10 to go. Come on, boys. Keep your foot on the fucking gas. Let's go. Man, we missed out with Arizona State today, didn't we? Fucking hell. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, good. Let's get into some questions here. How about that guy Steve Stevens that owns VIP Sports? He's a fraud, Steve Stevens. Are you nuts? How can you not watch that guy and see he's a fucking clown? He's like the guy at the carnival. Here, read all about it. Let me tell you about this and that. He's a charlatan. That's what he does. He calls people on the phone and tries to sell them picks. Yeah, he's a lame. I don't buy into Steve Stevens. I don't think he could pick a fucking game if you gave him the outcome before it. Let's get into some games here. Mercer, Colorado. I'll tell you what, that was actually close to me being a play here. I really like Mercer a lot. I think they're a really good basketball team. You got to be able to hit jump shots against Colorado, and I think they can do that. I like both coaches. I think Tad Bull is a pretty good coach, but I don't think this is one of the better Colorado teams. It's Ken Mercer go in and beat a team like Colorado, a Pac-12 team, pretty good opponent. It's just a difference in class, really. But I like Mercer. I just don't really want to lay points with them in a game like this. I think they will cover, but I'd much rather get them in a situation where they're getting points in a situation like this, or they're facing a team that I know they can beat. This is a tough game. I mean, Colorado's a decent team at any rate. Could be a close game. I really don't want to lay points. Maybe a money line parlay, or something, but I'm not crazy about the spot. They're just not a team I particularly want to lay points with. Kansas City's tied the game 9-9. Fourth quarter is about to end, so that game's going to go to overtime. What's the Baltimore score? Perfect. Under's going to hit. Very good. Washington with the lead. How about that? Washington has the lead against New Orleans, 31-23. I have them plus 10 today. Very small play. Nothing crazy. Very good. I'm glad you liked the Temple pick. Did anyone watch Shake Browning's comeback last night? Yeah, it wasn't really him. It was the horrible timeout by Kyle Whittingham. I don't know what that was all about. What do you think about Florida State? I think they're very talented. I think they're extremely loaded yet again with athleticism, but do I want to lay points to them? No. I'm not a big fan of them. I haven't laid points to them yet. I haven't bet on them yet, so I don't have much on that game. I kind of like Old Dominion today against Dayton. The big thing about Dayton is, do they have a player on the opposite team that can guard Josh Cunningham down low? Old Dominion has plenty of bigs that can play down low. The guard play for Dayton's not particularly good. I think Old Dominion defensively is really good. I think this is a bad matchup for Dayton. Old Dominion was close to being a play for me at that 1.5 number. But, again, I don't want to play thousands of games, but Old Dominion was close for me at 2 at this point. It's getting up there a little bit. At 1.5, pick them, maybe a money line. I kind of like Old Dominion. What else do we got here? Houston up 4. This game's going to come out to the wire. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to jump out of there. Any thoughts on Texas Tech Northwestern? I like I like NW at home here. I would lean that way. Texas Tech plays a pack line defense. Chris Beard ran it at Little Rock. You got to be able to kind of be bigger and can shoot over it. I think they have that, Northwestern. Northwestern's a pretty good defense as well. Getting points, I would lean with the Wildcats there. Is Tulane for real? You know what? I actually like Tulane today. They were close to being a play as well. I'll tell you what, maybe parlay Tulane money line and like an Old Dominion money line. I think that's a pretty good parlay, frankly. A little money line action. You just forget laying the points and just lay the money lines with them. Tulane's a good basketball team. I like what Dunleavy's doing there. I think they're going to be a team out of the American Athletic Conference down the road that's going to be pretty good. And I believe I read that Fordham, one of their better defenders, is out, Chuba Oham. So that hurts the Rams today. They really have Chartunoy, and that's it. I like Tulane. Maybe a Tulane parlay with Old Dominion. I actually really like that. Best handicapper on the web today. No, thanks, man. I don't know that that's true, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Got my nice trusty water bottle here. I can stop drinking out of fucking bottles. I know it's pink, but whatever. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for today, guys. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff out there, a lot of good games. Many of these I won't be watching because I'll be watching the Eagles, but we can always make money while we do other things. Look at one or two more here. Where are we at? Boise, Iowa State's an interesting game. Iowa State's a team that has really made a nice kind of comeback as far as you can early in the season. Didn't start out well. You lose to Milwaukee and you lose to Missouri pretty badly, but you moved Weiler Babb to point guard, which is a great thing to do. But I like Boise. I'm a big Hutchinson fan. I like Sengfelder. I like this team a lot. So this is a team I like both what they've kind of done recently. So it's kind of a coin flip for me. And at any rate, going to be a pass. But it'll be an interesting game. I kind of like Boise plus the 2. But these are all just leans. I'll tell you what, for that shithead that was talking shit last night, maybe you should include my leans that I gave out because they were all bangers. Um, you know, did you include you know, um, NGIT or any of those games? Mercer gave them out. Um, yeah, Michael. Let me ask you, Michael DeSola. Do you listen to the show? Because I think you just sit here and just type shit. Do you listen to the show? I just went like through a 5-minute discussion on Mercer against Colorado. I'm not trying to be rude, honestly, Michael. I'm just asking. Do you watch the show here, Michael DeSola? You seem like you do. I just talked about it, Michael. I will not repeat myself. Let's look at one more here. I hate to be like that, but I mean, I talked about it, Mike. That's going to be it, guys. I mean, not a ton more really. A lot of kind of random games. New Hampshire, Florida, Minnesota, West Carolina, that kind of stuff. So let me recap. I'm on St. Mary's minus 21. I'm on USC minus 3.5. I'm on Temple plus 2.5, and I'm on Northern Kentucky plus 5. Other than that, well, you're on your own. See what's going on in the NFL before we jump off here. Vikings pounding the Rams. Rams scored that big time touchdown. All I heard was how good the Rams were. And what do you know? They get worked on the road. Minnesota's good defense. Really good team. Keenum playing well. Looks like Cleveland's going to lose yet again. They're down 19-7 late in the game. Ken Washington, hold on. Looks like the New Orleans Saints are going to get the ball back. Should be a nice finish to that game. Kansas City also moving the football here. 10 minutes to go. They need a win badly. But looks like the first half or second half is going to hit either way. Do you know why Old Dominion and Dayton is delayed? Well, probably because the game before them went late. Just got here. You can always listen to the show over anytime. Did you lay points with the Eagles? Yes, I did. I actually bet it at the opener at -3 when it first came out last Sunday. Donnie Wright said you can actually go back and listen to the show. When the game came out, I bet it right away at -3. So, yes, I have a great number in that game. What are the plays? I literally got in. Okay. John, I just said you can listen to the show over. All the games are later anyway. But as always, at the end of the show, I'll break down what I'm on. Yeah, I would imagine, Justin, that the game before them went long, which happens in tournaments. That's it for today, guys. St. Mary's -21, USC -3.5, Temple plus 2.5, Northern Kentucky plus 5. Other than that, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Twitter, wherever. I'll gladly try to help you out and do what I can for you. As far as am I on any other games? No. So there's no need to contact me and ask me if I like anything else. I pretty much went through every other game and gave an opinion as well. So I hope you have a great Sunday. You can catch me tonight on SBR Forum at 7:30 with Donnie Rightside. We'll be talking about the games today, and we will be talking about the game tonight. Also be on live with Gabe Morency. Guys, you want to tune into the closing line tonight and the betcast later because a game when the Eagles are on is fun. We have a good time. You'll see me in all my glory rooting on the Eagles in a huge game. Other than that, have a great night. Enjoy the football or basketball, whatever you wish to opine in. I'll be back tomorrow on this show, 5 o'clock Eastern. We'll go over the Monday card. Matter of fact, I do want to take a look. A lot of games tomorrow night, so make sure you tune in. We'll go over those live at 5. And I'm on tomorrow with Donnie Rightside, 10 a.m. new time. The right side of campus will be on early, 10 o'clock Eastern. Before we go, let's take a look and see what the score of the Houston game is. I'm hoping for like a 7-point lead with 4 minutes to go. That would be beautiful. We'll see here in a minute. All right. That's not good. They're up 2 with 6.5 to go. That's going to be a close game, guys. I don't know why I keep looking up the game because it's going to be close either way. Everyone have a great night. See you later. I'm the Big Man on Campus. Let's have a big night. Bye-bye.